Good day, everyone. Meteorologist Mark Molnar here. Thank you for joining me for this crazy tropical edition of Weather Eastern. How's everybody getting along on this crazy tropical day? Well, we have that system that's hugging the South American coastline. Is it going to make landfall in Central America as a tropical storm or hurricane? We'll break that all down for you. And I do have more information coming in about the Eastern Pacific next week, where that system could head and the implications that this system could have in the Eastern Pacific, potentially becoming a hurricane. The southern and western Mexican coastline. You're going to want to stay tuned for this. Also, we have tropical waves behind that system, which we're going to get into. And if that weren't enough, we're dealing with Invest 95 off the coast of Texas here. Look at that. That is exactly what you thought of. That is Houston, Galveston area. We're going to have a heavy rain, potential flooding event, torrential rains moving in. And guess what? Just in time for the beginning of your 4th of July weekend, we have storminess pretty much moving into the northeast. Let's get into it. All right, so here is our system, likely to be a full-fledged tropical storm by Thursday into Thursday night. So we start to finally pick up some intensity here. It's a very narrow window for this thing to achieve a hurricane status here in the southern Caribbean. Think it'll fall just slightly short. But, stranger things have happened. It will be over warmer waters and lower wind shear, and it will be away from land. But this point, at that point, it's kind of interesting because it crosses pretty quickly, and we could be looking at a hurricane here in the Eastern Pacific by Monday of next week. Let's take a look. All right, so the areas of interest, we're still watching our system meander here towards Central America. Out in the Pacific, there is another system that has about an 80% chance at this point, but it's going to be no threat to land. We have that 35% chance here with Invest 95L. This is going to be mainly a rainmaker, and I'm going to go into it with the NAM 3-kilometer model with you momentarily, about 5-6 minutes from now into the video. And look at this, a 25% chance. I'll show you what the models do with this system as well. It's going to be interesting to see how this interacts with the Caribbean islands, the wind shear upcoming, that sort of thing. And there is another system coming off the African coastline. All right, so infrared satellite view. Yeah, this system is highly interesting. The fact that it has such a large moisture plume, but it's not fully wound around the center of circulation. There's that next wave behind it. We got a few other waves we're watching here as well. And there's Invest 95L. All right, the high-resolution Euro. Here we go. This system definitely has a weird shape to it. It's actually the southeast side is void of any shower and thunderstorm development here. But as we continue in time, I'm pretty confident this will eventually, maintain its own as a tropical storm, an official tropical storm. And there it is. We're still sealing that dry slot here once it moves away from the northern coastline of Colombia here. This is Thursday. So getting into Thursday afternoon, look at that. Finally, the Euro is picking up on more of a concentric storm here towards early Friday here. Take a look at this. But definitely the speed has increased on this system, and it's actually inhibiting the development of it quite a bit. You can see the Euro is hinting that this system will maintain tropical storm status by this point, but hurricane status, that's pretty much not a guarantee at this point. The Euro does want to develop this system a lot more once it crosses over, and it could maintain, tropical storm status all the way through Central America. And look at how we continue to the east here. This is Sunday, July 3rd. So we're continuing with showers and thunderstorms in Central America, but this system becoming potentially a hurricane in the Eastern Pacific here. All right, taking a look at the Euro first. We're going to see what happens here with our system in the Caribbean, what's going to happen to it. So it crosses Central America. This is Saturday, July 2nd. Early morning hours. Look at this. So, yeah, we have some of these other systems out here. They're just going to be weak. We're going to focus on our main system here. Look how it starts to blossom. This thing could potentially stay a tropical storm its whole way across Central America. You figure it's only got to travel across the border here between Costa Rica and Nicaragua, which is a very short time span here, and mile span or kilometer span as they measure them down here in Central America. So what you're going to be looking for here is this system maintaining its own. It will keep rainfall amounts to a minimum here in Central America thanks to its fast forward speed. But we're going to watch this continue. Look at this. Monday, July 4th. you see it's going to help start feeding the monsoon. So places like Acapulco all the way up to Puerto Vallarta, you're going to start seeing some of these showers and thunderstorms daily, these monsoon type rains. And I'll show you how close it gets to the coast here. 980 some millibars, 981, 980, 975. We're right. This is Wednesday evening. Actually, this is Tuesday evening. So the Euro is the fastest. So this is getting right into Tuesday evening, early Wednesday morning. Right in line here with Puerto Vallarta. So what does that mean? You see all of this showers and thunderstorm activity feeding up along the coastline. This is essentially your monsoon. This hurricane has helped feeding this monsoon. So this is going to enhance those showers and thunderstorms. So for you along resort towns in Mexico, you're going to see increased shower and thunderstorm activity. With the pressure gradient, you're also going to see stiff winds out of the, thankfully a lot of them should be offshore because they'll be feeding into this hurricane. But wave action, you might not want to get into those waters along the beach because, things are going to be getting rather riled up. And you can see the Euro does something, it takes it out to sea here. This is why I want to show you the GFS here, because this is an out to sea complete solution. All right, so I wanted to show you the GFS here. Take a look at this. So essentially, another landfall, overnight Thursday night into Friday. We'll have that system moving pretty rapidly here to the west. It is a fast mover. GFS is pretty certain. And look at this. The GFS actually starts to dive it even further towards the west-southwest. Costa Rica, right here. Nicaragua. This is crazy. Look what it does here. And then it kind of lifts it right along the Costa Rica-Nicaraguan border here. So this is Saturday, really early morning hours. And look at that, the GFS kind of weakens it initially to a tropical depression, but brings it back as a tropical storm out over the eastern Pacific here. All right, so the GFS, here we go. We cross it over here into the eastern Pacific. This is Saturday, July 2nd. Now keep in mind, the GFS has been slower with this system. The Euro has been really on to the fact that this system is a fast mover. So we're getting to Monday. There's Tuesday, July 5th. So we're starting to get right in line of some of these big old resort towns here in southern Mexico. 976 millibar hurricane at this point. Probably Category 2, Category 3, somewhere in there. So as we continue to move this paralleling the coast, you just start to notice something here. It is slower. This is getting into Wednesday evening, so we're almost a day slower than the GFS, or the Euro is, because this is the GFS. I just showed you the Euro. This has implications, because if the storm does start to slow down, like the GFS says, watch what happens here. So we're literally, this is early Thursday morning, July 7th. We're just south of Puerto Vallarta, Mexico. So you're literally, look how close this is. You're going to start feeling the outer feeder bands of this system if this model verifies. So essentially, this system initially starts feeding the monsoon here all the way up into the western part of United States here. So as we continue, this is why I wanted to show you this. Look how close this system comes to Mexico. Puerto Vallarta is literally right here along the coast. It is literally, this is dangerously close. Things definitely can change between now and then, but I just wanted to put this out here for those of you that are either vacationing in Mexico, along these resort towns, or if you're visiting there. This is something you definitely want to keep a close eye on. Not to press the panic button just yet, but we could potentially have a hurricane in the vicinity here. And look how it tracks up. This is Friday, July 8th, just afternoon, getting into the early afternoon hours. The eastern side of the storm is the worst. It would be pushing feeder bands right up through western Mexico here in Puerto Vallarta. So here's Cabo San Lucas. Yeah. Let's see what happens here. It literally takes it right up in the direction of Baja California here. And it does weaken it pretty quick because, you know, those water temperatures are pretty cool up there. So definitely something to watch here, and a lot of moisture left over. All right, here's our friendly neighborhood Invest 95L parked along the South Texas coastline here. Now, you're probably wondering, what does all this have to do with this system up here in New Orleans? Well, the moisture has been funneling in from the northeast here, quite interestingly enough. So that has a lot to do with it. So as we continue to put this into motion, let's take a look. We'll go to 3 a.m., and then we'll go to 6 a.m., see how it's kind of blossoming here along the coastline here, and then we really start to see a surge here, a surge of moisture. You can see the center of circulation is right about in here. Look at these feeder bands starting to come into Galveston. We'll start to get into Houston. This is 8 a.m. Thursday morning, and as you can see, some of the showers and thunderstorm activities dying down just slightly here around New Orleans, but look at this around Gulfport. We're actually starting to get feeder bands starting to push in from all sectors here of the Gulf. So this is kind of like opening the Gulf up for business, so to speak. So as we continue to put this into time, this is 10 a.m. Look at this Thursday. So yeah, this is getting a little crazy. Let's see if we can zoom in just a little bit. There we go. Look at this. Yeah, so not only are we getting storms over here in Pensacola and Mobile, but look what's starting to happen here along the Southeast Texas coastline here. This is getting crazy. And as we see 11 a.m., you know, this is, let's continue to put this through. So 1 p.m. Thursday afternoon, 3 p.m. So we're getting a little bit of a lull here. It's starting to reorganize itself, but you start to notice what's going on to the northeast of the center. Yeah, right up in here, New Orleans, you're going to be getting some of these big gully washers, these heavy rainers moving in off the Gulf. So this system's really going to start opening the Gulf, so to speak, here. So we're going to have to watch out for that prospect. This is 6 p.m. Thursday. So as we continue to put this into motion, you see things kind of die down a little bit, but we go into the night, going into early Friday morning. Take a look what starts happening here. This is my concern. What we start to occur here is we start to have this complex start to develop just on the northeast and east side, heading into Houston. Initially, it's the western side of Houston. And some of these rainfall rates could be on the order of 1 to 2 inches an hour. So this is nothing to mess around with. This is 5 a.m. Friday, July 1st. So as we continue, let's take a look here. This gets very messy for the Houston area. You can see throughout the day, this is 10 a.m., 11 a.m. Friday morning, noon. This just sets stationary right over Houston. This is a bad, bad, bad scenario. And you can see the feeder band feeding into it. So we're going to have in these darker, these yellows, these oranges, and especially these reds, we're going to get into 1 to 2 inches per hour rainfall totals. And you can see outside of it, we get some isolated showers and thunderstorms outside of it. But the main show is going to be around Houston, Galveston area. And this is not going to bode very well for the Houston area. You can see we start to try to lift it a little bit north towards rush hour, but we start to get, some back building that tries to take place. So we'll continue to see the threat there for showers and thunderstorms. But by this point, this is 2 a.m. Saturday. Thankfully, a lot of it at this point has pulled to the north, and it will allow the Houston area to dry out here. So as we get the NAM 3 kilometer out here, this is the one I was showing you with, the simulated radar. This is what I wanted to show you. This is upwards, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 inches here. This is not good. You know what? And I think we can zoom in. Let's go with a local Southeast Texas here. Here we go. So here's the Houston area. Yeah, this is not good. This takes us through early Saturday morning. So a lot of this rain falling, during later Thursday into Friday, especially Friday. This is not a very good scenario here. This would produce a lot of flooding, in especially just, we're just getting into the downtown Houston area, especially south and southwest here, and then continuing northward. So I'm going to briefly show you this tropical wave that's behind, potential Tropical Cyclone 2. See how it approaches the Lesser Antilles Friday. Actually, let's There we go. So this is Friday afternoon. There it is. I'm not overly impressed with this system today. It's, it's there. It could develop, and every so often it tries to develop a low center. The big story is going to be the heavy rain with this, and I'll show you the rainfall totals momentarily. This kind of affects a lot of, Puerto Rico with heavy rain, as well as eastern Hispaniola. But this system's definitely going to ride, it seems, right over or near Hispaniola. And then there's going to be vertical wind shear on the other side of this. So this system definitely not getting much farther past. Total precipitation amounts, you can see. Yeah, we bring, rainfall totals in excess of 50, 60, 70, as much as 100 millimeters of rain. So we will definitely be looking at some heavy rain here across the Caribbean. So let's take a look at rainfall here in South America and Central America. There you have it. Now, this could be a lot worse, essentially, if the system were moving a lot slower. But you see here along the northern coast, this is anywhere from, say, 70 to as much as 150 millimeters of rain. That, at the worst case scenario, you're probably going to see like 4, 5, 6, maybe isolated amounts to 7 inches here. And the same here in Central America. It's going to be going through a lower portion here, lowlands and whatnot. So, yeah, you're going to be getting into these solid, 100 millimeters, upwards of these darker oranges, closer to 250 millimeters. So that's where you'll start to get totals towards 7, 8, 9, 10, maybe as much as 11 inches. Now, it could be a lot worse because some of these systems that stall across Central America towards the mountains here to the north, yeah, they can dump a tremendous amount of rain. So actually, you know what? Let's get into the Pacific side here. Right, so if we take a look at the euro here, good old King Euro, there it is. So essentially what you have, this big old stripe here of rain. But look at all the monsoon rain up through here. Now, that's anywhere from 2, 3 inches of rain. And this actually is in inches. So yeah, you can see all the way up the resort towns. But here, where the hurricane moves through, you can see 7, 8, 9, 10 inches, and it remains pretty progressive. Now, I want to show you the GFS. All right, so let's get into the Northeast here. We're going to go through, of course, there's Thursday. It's a beautiful day across the Northeast and Ohio Valley. But this, this is where things start to go downhill. Yeah, I don't want to rain on your parade starting off for your 4th of July weekend. Some of you have an early start. Good for you. Fortunately, I've got to work. But take a look at this. We got some showers and thunderstorms developing across western New York, Pennsylvania. This is the area shield of rain behind it. That's the front. So let's take a look here. We'll briefly take, this into motion. We'll go through 3 p.m. Look at that. We got some gully washers developing. Now, none of these are really going to be that severe. Might have some gusty winds in excess of 45 miles per hour, pea-sized hail. But you know what? These will be gully washers. So they move a little bit slower than normal, so they might actually pile up some water in some of those poor drainage areas. So you can see this. You get some of these big thunderstorms. Look at this. This is by 6 p.m. Friday evening, so as you're coming home from work, yeah. There's 2 areas across the Catskills, Poconos, Lower Hudson Valley, Upper Susquehanna River Valley, Allegheny Plateau here. Could be looking at some gully washers, heavy rainers, moving into the area. And see how this kind of develops into a solid line, Binghamton down to Williamsport in the Pittsburgh area here. Take a look at that. So you're going to have to watch eastern Pennsylvania and downstate New York here as we get into the overnight hours. Take a look at this, how it sinks to the south. This is 11 p.m. We're getting into the Wilkes-Barre, Scranton area, Williamsport area, the Catskills, parts of the Hudson Valley, showers and thunderstorms likely. Take a look at this, 11 p.m., 1 a.m., there we go, Saturday, July 2nd. So we start to get some redevelopment, and we start to form a shield of rain up here in parts of upstate New York. Take a look at that. All right, so for the Northeast, we're starting here into Friday afternoon, Friday evening, and then stretching into Saturday and Sunday. So here you go. The bulk of the moisture is going to be right out here, southeastern and eastern Pennsylvania, New Jersey, Long Island, and look at that. We just stay a little bit too dry here in parts of New England. So the big show will be, New Jersey and Long Island, southeastern Pennsylvania here. Susquehanna outlook for my hometown viewers from Binghamton to Scranton's Upper Susquehanna River Valley, Thursday through Monday. Take a look, sunny, nice day on Thursday. 84 degrees, but look at that. It's Friday, we warm it up hot as a firecracker. We might have some late day showers and thunderstorms, particularly between 3 p.m. and 10 p.m. Heading up towards 91 with a cold front moving through Friday night into Saturday. Showers and thunderstorms likely Saturday as well, getting up to a quarter inch, locally higher amounts to half an inch possible in some of those heavier gully washers. Into Sunday, we'll clear it out. Lower humidity, 79. Beautiful day. And look at that for your 4th of July. Monday, 84 degrees, partly sunny skies. Thank you for joining me. Hurricane Outlook is in the description, link down below. Don't forget to smash the like button, smash that subscribe button, bang that bell button. Everybody, let's grow the channel. Media Mark on Facebook, also Weather Northeastern, also Hurricane Northeastern, also Susquehanna Weather, and Twitter at Weather Eastern. MediaMark.com, WeatherNortheastern.com. Leave a question or comment down below. Let's get the conversation rolling.